Remember the MG ZST David and I interviewed a few weeks ago? Well, here's the same thing in an EV. This ZST EV is a very nice car to drive. I'm just plugging in my Apple CarPlay and there we go. Now, apparently I've been told to QR this route, which I've done. It's loading. Of course, it does mean that I've got to wait for my maps to load. Meanwhile, this car has an on-the-road price of $43,990. Oh my God. If it's MG's plan to take over the world, they just may succeed. This is just delightful. It's so easy to drive. It's got all of the good things you want in an EV. It's quiet. It's quick. Relatively quick. It'll do 0 to 60 in 3 seconds or something. 0 to 100, a little bit more leisurely. It's 8 seconds and some change. But once you're on the move, it is so quiet. So quiet. Range between 200 and 230 kilometers. It'll take you about an overnight charge to get to full from a home socket, or 45 minutes or thereabouts to 80% on one of the high discharge sockets that you get at the shopping centres. Whipping through these corners in silence, just the occasional little bit of tyre scrub, which you of course expect when you're trying to corner briskly. I can just feel a little bit of weight down below. The batteries are all down underneath me. This is the kind of car that the average person could use every day. One thing that has become obvious over the years is that EV ownership is fraught with all sorts of compromise. You can't go on that family road trip. You can't run at fridge. You can't just stop at a fuel station and put petrol in. And all of that is still true. However, one of the clever people at MG did a run in one of these cars down to Melbourne, proving that you can certainly do a road trip. You just have to plan it. And while you're in having your lunch or your cup of coffee, you plug it into a high discharge outlet and Bob's your uncle. We haven't worked out exactly what the overnight charge costs, but it seems to be around the $12 mark for 200 odd kilometres worth of charge. Now, what that means is it's much cheaper, much cheaper than filling up your Toyota Corolla or your Hyundai i30. But the best part is you get 8 years warranty on the battery, 5 years warranty on the car itself, plus you get 5 years worth of roadside servicing. What MG have tried to do is to give you every reason to buy this car. Now let me put this into perspective. The next cheapest EV in Australia is Nissan Leaf at 50,000 and some change. And the next cheapest SUV is about 60,000. So at 43 and some change, this is actually really good value. And now I'm at 100. God, this is fun. This is really, I didn't know what to expect, but it's fun. Look, I'm smiling. I've activated my cruise control, and now I'm whizzing along. The car's taking care of everything for me. Now, slow down to 80. Okay. And set. We're about to drive into a tunnel so you can see what this looks like at night. It's set back to 80. Okay, so you can now see that the dash is digital. So this is basically a top ZST for an extra 10,000 and some change with batteries. And I was about to talk about that meme, the one that had an electric car that was connected up to a lovely power point, that was connected up to a lead, that was connected up to a coal-fired power station. There are haters, and the haters are always gonna hate. But you can offset your power. You can have solar cells at home. You can use wind power. You could charge this from little bits of ground up Greta Thunberg. Brilliant. What MG have done is taken a blowtorch to other manufacturers. They've left them literally nowhere to move. No one else can touch them on price. No one. They've not reinvented the wheel, they've just made the wheel cheaper. One thing I have noticed is that the automatic lights are a little bit moody. There were 10 of these cars in convoy on our way out just now, out into the bush. And the lights seem to all be coming on at different times. You can see that I've got the sunroof, the same sunroof that the ZST top model has got. You know, tonight, Japan, Korea, and Europe are going to be getting out their pencils and they're going to be sharpening them because MG has just kicked their asses. That's it. That's all this week for the MG ZS EV. If you've liked the video, leave a comment, hit like, but above all, just there to subscribe.